Deep within the vast swamps of Africa, where the water barely moves and endless fields of reeds cover the horizon, an ancient creature still survives. It is the shoebill, a bird that looks as though it has stepped out of the prehistoric world. For hours it can remain completely motionless, silently watching every movement within the marshlands. Hidden among the floating vegetation, a pair of shoebills has built a massive nest from reeds, mud, and decaying plants. Resting inside the nest are two large, pale gray eggs. For weeks, the parents take turns guarding them beneath the intense African heat. To prevent the eggs from overheating, the mother repeatedly flies across the swamp to collect water, carefully pouring it over the eggs with her enormous bill. In this harsh environment, even the smallest mistake could mean the end of new life. But the swamp is never truly safe. One afternoon, a large water monitor slowly approaches the nest, drawn by the scent of the eggs. Instantly, the mother shoebill spreads her massive wings and begins clattering her powerful bill in warning. After several tense moments, the intruder finally retreats back into the dark water, leaving the nest untouched. More than a month later, the first egg begins to crack. Tiny fractures spread across the shell before a small chick finally emerges, covered in soft gray down. A few days later, the second egg hatches as well. Now, two fragile new lives exist in the middle of the swamp, completely dependent on their parents. The older chick hatched several days earlier, and in the wild, even a small age difference creates a major advantage. It is stronger, faster, and always reaches the food first whenever the mother returns from hunting. The younger chick is often pushed aside. Day after day, the difference between them becomes more obvious. To feed her growing chicks, the mother must hunt constantly in the deep, muddy waters. She walks silently through the swamp, completely focused on the surface below. At the slightest movement, her enormous bill strikes with incredible speed. Moments later, a large catfish is lifted from the water and carried back to the nest. But hunting is never easy. Some days, she must travel long distances before finding enough food and water for her chicks. Meanwhile, danger continues to surround the nest. One evening, while the chicks rest quietly among the reeds, a large bird of prey circles overhead. Immediately, the father shoebill steps forward and spreads his enormous wings, forming a protective wall in front of the chicks. After several careful passes above the swamp, the predator eventually flies away without getting close. As the days pass, the chicks continue to grow in the dangerous wetlands. Their oversized bills make balancing difficult, and they still struggle to stand properly on their feet. Under the burning heat of the sun, the mother often shades them with her body, while continuing to bring water back to cool the nest. One night, a powerful storm sweeps across the swamp. Strong winds shake the floating nest, while heavy rain crashes down around them. Frightened, the two chicks press close together. The parents immediately cover the nest with their bodies, shielding the chicks from the cold wind and rain for hours without moving. When the storm finally passes, both chicks remain safe beneath their parents' feathers. 3 weeks after hatching, the older chick has become noticeably stronger. It always moves first during feeding and dominates most of the competition for food. As the days pass,
still smaller,
the chicks
and
continue
weaker,
to grow,
but
in
it
the
is
dangerous
slowly
learning
wetlands.
to stand more
Their
steadily
oversized
on
bills
its
make
feet.
balancing difficult.
Despite their rivalry,
and they still struggle to
both
stand
chicks
properly on their
immediately
feet.
move closer to their mother whenever strange sounds echo from the dark water surrounding the nest. As the sun slowly disappears behind the endless reeds, silence once again returns to the African swamp. The two chicks rest side by side inside the floating nest, while their parents remain standing guard nearby throughout the night. In this ancient and unforgiving world, the shoebill continues to survive generation after generation, silent, patient, and remarkably resilient.